Hello everyone, my name is Taylor.
And I am Ray. And rejoice! The end is nigh, yes!
That's Peyton.
Soon this Let's Play will come to an end and you will all go free. It's true. We're on episode 9. There's actually gonna be one more episode, because this is really close to the last level.
Not that you'll be free. I mean, you could also just quit watching, I guess.
But we're gonna do another video. We don't know what about after the last one. About nothing, yes! Yeah, pretty much. If any of the previous patterns are something to go on, we're gonna do a video about nothing.
So what have you guys been up to today?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Good, that's great. It's good. That's a lot to work with, Ray.
Yeah. What do you guys think is ever gonna reverse the economic situation in Venezuela?
You know,
Well,
I don't know.
Well, great. That topic had a lot of potential. We could have gone quite a ways with it, and you just.
I don't know anything about Venezuela. I know just...
Burn it all! Burn it to the ground, yes. That's how you solve it? That's how you solve Venezuela's economic problem? Yes. If there is no Venezuela, there is no problem.
Sound logic. Honestly, kind of one of my favorite, fastest ways to solve many problems.
I don't believe that for a second. You're always like, no, let's not burn everything down. Yeah, you're the total buzzkill, yes.
I mean in the comedic sense, not in the actual real-world application sense.
Oh, yeah, that's different. Yes, it's a funny proposition. Also a working proposition, yes. You know what that does remind me about, though? Is stories about robots trying to learn the best way to solve problems. Like, there's this one story of a robot trying to learn how to land planes on an aircraft carrier, and it figured out that if it just crashed the plane into the carrier, it would cause the system overflow that made it to where the plane landed very smoothly in the system.
Have we talked about this before?
I don't know, I brought it up a couple of times. I really like this thing.
Right, well, if we've talked about it before, consider this review for all those in the viewership.
Another one that I really like is when they were trying to get a program to learn how to sort things in a spreadsheet, and it figured out that if it just deleted everything in the spreadsheet was sorted. That's how I would sort your spreadsheets, yes. Yeah, it's like a little kid trying to figure out the fastest way to get out of doing their homework.
Well, I mean, that's basic entropy, right? If you ask a program to find the most efficient way to do things, it's gonna find the most efficient, lowest amount of work way of doing things.
That's why robots are gonna kill us all, though.
We're just going all out with the smiles today.
No. I think that this'll be great, you know? They're all gonna be like, alright, figure out a way to minimize human sadness. And they'll just be like, oh, destroy all humans. Then there's no sadness.
How is that great?
Well, 'cause it's like a reversal of what you expect. You get a monkey's paw.
But you said that would be great. How is that great?
I mean, the monkey's paw is a really famous story, Taylor. So great.
Yeah, well, there were stories written... I mean, Grapes of Wrath is a well-known story about the Depression and the Dust Bowl, but that doesn't make it great.
I think it depends on your literary terms. When I said great, I meant big.
I somehow get the feeling you weren't even thinking of what definition of great you meant when you said great.
But you'll never know. You'll never know.
Death of the author.
What?
Yeah, death of the author. You've released this statement, it's a thing in the wild now, I can interpret it however I want.
That is not how death of the author works.
Maybe not when they first coined the phrase, but in today's day and age, I can interpret anything you say however I want, and that's fine.
No, because I'm right here to tell you how it works. Maybe this is like court, yes, where they pass a law, and then the judge just decides based on argument what the law meant. But in a law, there's like a whole legal body that passes the law, and everyone disagrees on how the law should be interpreted.
Yes, and I disagree on how you interpret the statement that you made to me.
But it wasn't a statement made as a joint effort on behalf of the both of us. It was a statement made by me exclusively.
No. Every statement is a party of at least 2 or more individuals. You make a statement, I interpret the statement. It is a joint effort, and I choose to interpret your statement however I want.
Well, then what do you interpret the statement of great to mean?
I'm gonna interpret it as an admission of ignorance, and that you don't know what the word great means.
But then why would I use it?
Because you don't know what it means. It's implicit within the definition.
No, because obviously if I said a thing, then I thought it had a meaning, and maybe it was the wrong meaning, but I thought a meaning in my head.
Well, you may have been trying to sound smart when you used the word great, and then tried to give it multiple meanings to hide the fact that you were just trying to sound smart.
Okay, maybe, but then there's still implicit meaning and intent behind the word, even if it's not the face value intent. I mean, you went through high school. Did you not have to do book reports?
Book reports are just whatever the teacher says you have to write, yes. That's why I failed all mine.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, did you not get the gist of what you were supposed to learn about book reports but never actually did because our teachers just made us repeat their opinions on the books?
See, you guys should have been teachers' pets, because then that way you could write whatever schlock you wanted, and they would just be like, oh yeah, very thoughtful, A+.
Frickin', that drove me up the wall, watching the kid next to me get a good grade because he was, like, on better terms with the teacher. I had just as insightful and valid of an opinion.
I always intentionally contradicted whatever the teacher said the message was, yes.
Well, see, Peyton, you're not supposed to do that.
It frickin' should be, though. If you can come up with a good explanation to support your argument, that should be all you need.
Well, welcome to the real world, guys. I don't know what else to say.
So hoity-toity, all smart, I played in the system. Man, frickin' system.
Friggin' system, yes! Burn it all down!
You know what you guys should have done? Like, I appreciate the rebellion and everything like that, but when you were in high school doing these book reports, you should have just gone along with the teacher, and then you could have had a laugh to yourself about how you understand what they're doing and you're in their head.
I mean, if you don't agree, then you're just kind of like lying about your opinions for the good grade.
Yeah, but, it's like subversive in a way.
Only from the dumbest, most submissive angle, yes.
I mean, you come away with the reward, and that's the whole objective. I mean...
No, this is the problem with the world, like... You go through school and it's all like, oh, you gotta do what the people think you're supposed to do, and then we're advancing into robots, and robots just delete your whole spreadsheet. What is this crap?
Sesame Street f***ing lied to me!
Gosh dang it, Sesame Street! I mean, I don't actually, I was promised a lot of things as a kid, but I'm not sure that Sesame Street specifically promised me anything, except for that I would use letters.
Still wanna punch that Big Bird in his face, though, yes.
I mean, I don't know, I'm developing a theory right now. Like, look at how the world is developed. To get ahead in school, you need to just go along with people and sort of lie to their faces and tell them what they want to hear. And then you get into politics where because you were successful and you got a degree, and,
Well, getting into politics doesn't rely... I mean, you need a degree to be into politics, but that's getting more and more about being born into, like, a rich, controlling family, right?
Frickin' Heinz Ketchup. The Heinz Ketchup guys.
Monsters. Who was that again?
I think it was John Kerry, I don't know.
Monster, yes!
Monstrously forgettable.
Yeah, well, the thing that I was getting at, though, is that if you look at school being flawed in that way, maybe it's not that school leads to politicians, which leads to greater flaws. Maybe it's that human nature is kind of that way, and so schools are just reflective of some of the worst parts of human nature sometimes.
No.
Why? Why not?
'Cause then, like... I can't blame anyone, and I just have to accept that that's the way the world is. I'd rather it be someone's fault.
Big Bird, yes.
Big Bird is the reason why things are like this?
He always neglected Snuffy, yes.
Who is Snuffy?
Don't you remember Snuffleupagus? He was, was it like Big Bird's imaginary friend or something?
Big Bird is already a fictional character. What do you mean he has an imaginary friend?
He was like a giant elephant that only Big Bird could see and that only Big Bird could speak to.
Big Bird was insane, yes.
Okay. Actually, the Snuffleupagus being an imaginary friend thing was actually a running gag that went until the 17th season, and the reason why he's not really an imaginary friend is kinda sad. It's because there was this huge spat of, like, pedophilia incidents with daycares hurting kids, and they didn't want to have a joke where Big Bird told adults something, and then adults didn't, believe him.
Again, just full of smiles today.
Well, Snuffy always kind of existed, but it was a joke that he could never introduce him to anyone because Snuffy would always wander off before someone showed up to see him.
Was Snuffy doing inappropriate things to Big Bird? Yes?
No? I mean, not that I know of. I mean, at least if he was, probably consensually.
Well, that doesn't prove that Big Bird is sane, yes. It just proves that Snuffleupagus is real.
Season 17 was back in the 80s, and actually that kind of blows my mind because, I was seeing that old Snuffy routine back, when I was a kid, and I came after that 17th season.
Big Bird's a pretty beloved character, I mean...
Yeah, I've caught Sesame Street kind of recently, and they're still showing some of the same clips and same songs from way back then.
Well, Sesame Street was all about this message of tolerance and family and togetherness that's timeless.
Everything's all about Elmo now, though. Totally stole the show.
Showboating little red devil, yes.
Peyton, what is your deal with Sesame Street characters?
I am not going to be told how to live by a yellow-nosed Swiffer, yes. If Elmo has a problem with the way I do things, he should come and say to my face.
I feel like most of the Sesame Street characters would try to non-controversially work through things with you.
Only blood will solve our differences, yes.
I mean, isn't there a way that you could reconcile with Big Bird that doesn't involve violence?
What? No. What if my confrontation is that I'm mad they won't settle things with violence, yes?
Well, you think you've got them in a catch-22, but logically they could just argue why it's not beneficial for you to get violent with them.
But then I would become enraged and kill them, yes.
Well, I don't know. There's just no winning with some people then, I guess.
That is because I define the terms, yes. It is my agency.
And speaking of the terms of things, this is where we're gonna stop this video. So, hope that you guys enjoyed that and could follow it, because I didn't entirely. But if you want to follow something that is cool, we got a comic. The link is down in the description. It features us, specifically Peyton in this one. And also, if you guys want to support us on Patreon, it would really mean a lot to us. Otherwise, you guys have a great day.